Hello and good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Hello, Lisa.
Hi, Carrie. How are you?
Doing great. How is it in Sioux Falls?
It's sunny. It's lovely.
That's great. Here it's quite gray and a little chilly.
Yeah, I think it's going to warm up, though.
I sure hope so. All right.
All right. Well, we are here to talk about project management software. We'll give it just a couple minutes for people to log on. While we're waiting, Carrie, you want to share a little bit about who we are at KeyMedia Solutions?
Yes, of course. So here at KeyMedia Solutions, we specialize in driving measurable results for different businesses through innovative digital marketing strategies. So whether you're looking to increase visibility, enhance your engagement, or just grow your bottom line, we partner with you every step of the way to deliver that success. And then a little bit about myself. I'm the account manager here at KeyMedia Solutions, and my role is to ensure everything operates smoothly, on time, and within budget, while also meeting client expectations.
Awesome. Thank you. And I'm Lisa. I'm the Chief Operating Officer. I work behind the scenes in operations. My main goal is just to make sure that all of our business processes are running smoothly so that the rest of our really awesome team can focus on making our clients' marketing goals a reality. So, as I said before, Carrie and I are just really kind of geeking out about this topic. We like to talk about project management software. It's a topic that we both feel pretty strongly about. We've seen it make huge differences for our team. And so we were willing to come out of the background. We kind of generally try to do our work behind the scenes rather than being the front face of KeyMedia Solutions. So with that, our focus today is really going to be on how project management software has helped us at KeyMedia Solutions, not just to keep track of our work, but to work more efficiently and communicate better as a team. We're not trying to sell you anything. We will talk about the software that we use, but this is not a commercial. It's really just about sharing how tools like this, project management software in general, has just made a huge difference in keeping our team sane, organized, and on track. So with that, I think I'll toss it back to Carrie to talk about how we've been using project management software at KeyMedia.
Well, thank you, Lisa. So, as we all know, or maybe don't know, digital marketing can be quite chaotic. And with the project management tool that we use, which is called Teamwork, it helps us kind of cut through this chaos and navigate and make sure that campaigns run smoothly. So, with these complex campaigns, we have different timelines, different platforms that they're using, which can run across the board, as well as many budgets that we're having to manage and make sure that we stay in platform budgets on track, as well as the different tactics that they utilize, like pay per click or the data driven programmatic. All these different tactics and trying to keep them in one place. So, how do we figure out and balance all of this chaos, right? And we do that through teamwork, and we do that through regular campaign check ins. We also have a lot of communication within there as well. So, say we have a random client that needs something done quickly, or some new ads that they want published. We can add that easily into Teamwork, tag the people that need to be a part of it, and then continue communication through that one task, that one message, that one notebook. That way, we're able to keep it all together and kind of know where we're at. And going with this, continuing on with the communication across multiple team members, there might be 4 or 5 different people that are tagged into this task, right? So how do we keep them all together? Well, instead of doing outside things like talking on Teams or talking through an email, we're all able to talk efficiently through this teamwork task, or like I said, a notebook, and just keep things all together. So
Yeah,
for
it's made a
you, Lisa,
huge difference. Yep. Go ahead.
yep. I was just going to say for you, Lisa, what have you noticed that is, maybe different?
Yeah, there has been a huge difference since we started really being consistent and across the whole team using project management software. Before that, we were using all sorts of workaround solutions. Each team member kind of had their own way of keeping on top of their workflow. So we had some team members who relied on their email to keep track of things. We had some team members who rely on their own to-do list or even other programs to keep their to-do list. Post-it notes. I'm guilty of post-it notes. There's probably a couple sitting on my desk right now. We've tried spreadsheets to organize it across the company, and none of these workaround solutions have quite cut it. There's limitations with each one. With email, no one can see what you're working on, what things you're monitoring. And as new emails come in, we can lose track of what's most urgent and what demands our attention. Post-it notes. I sometimes scrawl a note or two on that Post-it when I'm in the middle of a meeting, and then the next day look at it and I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. What did I mean with those two words? Not only that, at KeyMedia Solutions, most of our team works both in office, like I am today, and remotely, like Carrie is today. And those Post-its often don't make that trip from one workstation to the next. Trying to collaborate via spreadsheet, that can be frustrating. And I'm a huge fan of spreadsheets, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't work for project management because they can be hard to read. It can be very labor intensive to keep them up to date. And occasionally we can end up with like multiple versions of the same tracker out on the server. And then we get confused as to what's done and what still needs to be done. So really, we've tried avoiding project management software and it did not work. Once we were able to get the whole team into a piece of software that worked for our purposes, there's just been a huge difference. And Carrie, I think you get to see that in your role as a project manager here. How do you see that helping our team?
That's a great question. Yeah, it's actually kind of amazing how much this project management software has improved over time. I mean, even since the short time I've been here, it's just grown expansively. We've been able to create templates now, which has been a huge benefit because we're able to keep projects on track, on time, because we're able to see what's due, who's doing it, and if we're maintaining that schedule. And we are able to create subtasks as well, which say you can't do this next step until you finish this one by this due date. So you can kind of see like, oh, I need to get this done so the next person can move on to their next step, which has been huge for us because then you want to get it done so your partner can take on the next step. So I really, really, really love that we have that deadline tracking. Another thing, like Lisa was talking about with the Post-its, with the emails, between collaboration and communication, how did we get that properly, right? So now with that Post-it note, we can create that into a task and add so much more context to that task. So when you're creating a task for someone, they knew exactly what they need to do and by when, which is amazing. And along with the emails, someone might not be included on the emails. So in adding that into a notebook or a message within Teamwork, we're able to include the people that need to be a part of it, which is amazing as well because everyone's on the same page then at that point. Another thing with that is workload balancing. How do we do that? Because that can get very stressful for certain people because they might have 20 tasks for the day. Well, then in my case, since I am the project manager, I can go in and see like, oh, Lisa has 22 tasks today. There's no way she can get that done today. So then we can kind of move our tasks around and just shift things so it's more manageable for Lisa or whoever happens to be on that task. Um, so keeping things organized so we don't bottleneck and we get the client work done in the proper amount of time that we promise.
So we are curious, what tools, if you're watching this, what tools do you use to stay on track? Have you found a way for Post-its to work, or do you have your own favorite software? Please drop it in the comments. Carrie and I love talking about this stuff. And just as we move to wrap up, I wanted to share kind of my recommendations for if you are shopping for project management software for your company, what are some of the key things to look for? The number one thing I would say is make sure that it's easy to use, that your team is going to be able to pick it up without too much effort. It's going to be intuitive. It's going to make sense to them. If it's difficult to use, I mean, we're talking about something that people are going to be using every day, all day. You're not going to get the team on board with it. The other thing that we have really appreciated about our project management software is that we can customize workflows. So that means that we can make the software fit the way we want to do the work rather than having to adjust our workflow in order to fit software. It also helps us evolve our processes and improve our processes as a company because we don't get locked into, well, we have to do it this way because this is the only way we can get it to work in the project management system. It gives us that room to constantly improve, which is really important for us. The other thing that I would say is nice to have our integrations, especially with email and calendar, because that often relates to the work that people are doing, as well as just nice visuals, that making sure that the visual display is really easy to read. People can clearly see what should they be working on now, how urgent is it. They can find the notes that they're looking for. It's got to have some good visual design to it. The last thing I will say on this topic, though, is no matter what software you pick, the software alone is not going to make you organized. You need to have good habits too. And you need to put the time and effort into making sure that you're onboarding the team, giving them the training and support that they need to pick up the software in order to really get to that point where everybody is in the same space, able to collaborate using the same software.
Yes, I agree. So, I mean, like Lisa's talked about, like we've talked about, it really doesn't matter what size your team is, whether you're small or you have your own business, just a small business that you're doing things. Even simple tools like these project management tools can help you stay on track and can make a huge difference for your company. So now we're just going to open it up to questions. And if you have any, feel free to drop them in the comments there. Or if you have questions later, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're happy to answer any questions you may have regarding project management. All right. I'm not seeing any questions as of yet, but maybe a couple more minutes to see if anybody pops in.
How many Post-it notes do you have on your desk right now, Carrie?
Well, actually, I bought an erasable Post-it note board. So I don't know what, I just love it. I like doing the erase thing on it. But it is nice because I can just have it right there and while I'm in a meeting or something and then post it right back into teamwork with what I need to do. How about you?
I think I got it down to one. I had about 6 going about a week ago, but I've got it down to one. So yeah, I think even as much as we love the project management software, some of those habits are a little bit hard to kick in terms of keeping track of work.
Yes, that is very true. But I'm glad we have
right.
these options to help us keep it organized.
Okay, I'm not seeing any comments. Are you, Carrie?
Nope, I'm not seeing anything. So we should be good to go.
All right. Well, we'll sign off and wish everyone a happy and organized workday.